Happy Lumberjack Monday on Tuesday, but it is what it is. Let's go over what happened in the Islanders prospect pool over the weekend. I'm growing the beard back, but hopefully this time the patches are going away, and right now they're still very much there, but maybe they'll go away soon. Let's get into what happened this weekend in the Islanders prospect pool. As I do every week, or when I remember to do these, I'm going to flash just some names and numbers on the screen. Those are primarily, or most of the players who played over the weekend that we don't really want to talk about necessarily, or that we need to get into right now. But I did pull 4 players aside to talk about. So let's look at the numbers and then talk about those 4 guys. So the 4 guys I pulled out are Ruslan Iskhakov, Dufour, Tristan Lennox, and Parker Wotherspoon. You probably could have assumed Parker Wotherspoon was going to be in the 4 because, well, the thumbnail kind of gave it away. But let's get into these guys. First one, Ruslan Iskhakov, a goal, an assist, 4 shots on net, and just below, actually more around 45% face-off win percentage, with just about 14 minutes worth of ice time over the weekend. That's 2 games played. This kid is something special. And by special, I don't mean like he's going to dominate the NHL. I just mean that there's talent clearly there. It's clear that this kid is talented. Look at the goal he scored here. Creates his own opportunity. He doesn't have an opening. I'm going to make one happen. And he finds the seam, gets it in the net. He's a special, special talent. Now, the size factor is, well, it's a factor. And unfortunately, against him. He's not a very big player, and that's going to mean he's got to stand out even more. I feel like he's done that. Do the Islanders think so? We'll see. But I've argued this before, and just recently in the reaction video to that goal, he is bettered his NHLE from last year, and he took a big step last year. So I can't see the Islanders just being like, "No, we're good, thanks." No way. If that happens, like I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lose my mind. Williams is full, 5 goals, 17 shots on net on the weekend. That's right, 17. Over the last 2 games he had, again, 5 goals. He had a 4-goal night against the Moncton Wildcats, and it was insane. He just kind of like kept popping out of nowhere. I did a reaction video to it because it was just, I couldn't not do it. And then 17 shots on goal. When I saw that, because I have my write-up from my notes over the weekend, and I said 8 shots on Saturday, 9 shots on Sunday. And I was like, there's no way. That can't be right. I made a mistake somewhere. So I went and looked it over, and sure as hell I didn't make a mistake. So good job me. But also, 17 shots on net in 2 games. Over the last 13 games, he's averaging just under 5 shots on net. Round it up, because it's 4.6 something. Round that up to 5 shots on net per game over a 13-game stretch. Just ridiculous. Insane. I'm a loss of words because we keep like propping this kid up over the entire year, and like it just keeps on getting better. It's insane. Then we've got Tristan Lennox, who over the weekend played twice, allowed 2 goals over both games, stopped 41 shots, finished with a .956 save percentage. He's a good goalie at this level, even if the stats over his season don't really reflect that, right? He's got like a sub 900 save percentage, only 7 wins on the year, and I know wins isn't a goalie stat necessarily, but it is used as a goalie stat. He doesn't have good numbers, but there's a good goalie under there. It's just his team is la poubelle. It is garbage. Not a good team at all in front of him, and he is left out to dry constantly, on a nightly basis almost, and he's doing well enough. A worse goalie would have, well, wouldn't even imagine the awful stats that a worse goalie would have in that same situation. Final one here, Parker Wotherspoon, who over the weekend had a goal, an assist, and 9 shots on net. Word. For a not offensive defenseman, right? That's not Parker Wotherspoon's game, as evidenced by his 101 penalty minutes on the year. And the year ain't done yet, which crushes his previous high of 82. 82 was his previous high of penalty minutes, he's already got 101 in 44 games. And that's not to say like he's undisciplined. He takes a lot of fighting majors. He's one of those guys who steps up when things get dicey and throws the meat hammers around. That's one of the things he does. But as a thumbnail suggested, has Parker Wotherspoon taken a step up? When you look at just these stats, you're going to say not necessarily, right? 15 points in 44 games doesn't put him on pace for his career year, or better, his career year that was 27 points in 62 games. That's true. But what you want to see is a player, after a down year, take a step up, specifically one as old as Parker Wotherspoon is, and he has done that. I'm just bringing up my NHLE table here. Last year he took a dip, lost 8 points to his NHLE. He's regained a portion of that already at 4.8 this year is what he's gained from last year. So he's gained more than half of what he lost last year in terms of just his ability to stand out at the AHL level. And when it comes to the depth chart, well, he stands out a bit more. When you look at the graphs for the Islanders' left-handed defenseman depth chart, this yellow line is Parker Wotherspoon. And the only guys who are trending better on the year in terms of NHLE are Sebastian Aho, which is that like exponential growth there because he's playing at the NHL level and putting up secondary points on a pretty consistent basis. And then Robin Salo. Those are the only two guys that are standing out above Parker Wotherspoon. So when I'm talking about taking a step up, I really just mean in the depth chart. Has Parker Wotherspoon taken a step up in the depth chart? And I would say yes. Because before this year, I wouldn't have had him third on the left-handed defenseman depth chart in the prospect pool. I would have firmly had Mitchell Vandersloot, well ahead of him. And that is clearly not the case when you look at this graph. That red line that is dipping consistently down, that's Mitchell Vandersloot. I think that Parker Wotherspoon has taken a step up. That is your weekend update for February 25, 26, 27. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. And if you have already, thank you, thank you, thank you.